coming to the chat, you already know. Tell Sweet Teacup, Grandma, Annie, Mama, whatever what you want to call me. And like I said, you guys, good afternoon. It is 3:36 p.m. where I'm at in Florida, in Duval. The weather's decent. Can't complain right now. But you guys, I want to come to the live just for the talk for a little bit. I don't plan to be on live longer than 30 or 45 minutes. So when you get this notification, you may want to come in on the tea. I got just a little tea I want to talk about. I'm not putting any names on the video. I just want to talk about when it comes to when a mother or a father decide to name their children. I want to do some people think about the importance of naming a child and why you have to be. You definitely want to make sure that when you're naming your child, make sure you're doing in the best interest of your child and not of you or the father. Because at the end of the day, we all are born and we all going to have to leave. And if the mama ain't daddy here anymore, you need to make sure that that name means something very significant for that baby. Because that baby, one day it's going to be a child. It's going to be a teenager, and then that baby is going to be a man. So you want to make sure that that name does something for that baby. So like I say, hey Gina, welcome to the chat, baby. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Did you enjoy the party? Listen, I had so much fun with that tea party yesterday. It was literally, I truly loved it. It was so much fun. How's your day going today? Hey, Sandra Hunter. Hi, sweetie. Welcome to the chat. We're going to talk about naming babies. I just, hey, sometimes, if you don't think about it, or worry about, what's in the future, sometimes it just enter your mind. Hey, I just figure I just get out here because it may just be a young lady. I'm just saying. It just may be a young lady that's in training to be a queen boss. That's something she hadn't thought about when it comes to choosing her baby name or changing the baby name. Okay. Hey, so like I say, welcome to the tea. If you're in the bushes, you ain't gotta be in the bushes. Come join the tea party. It's all love here. Just subscribe to the channel, like the video, and we gonna keep it moving. Yes, the tea party, it was fun, but thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed yourself. Listen, I went back and played my own video. When I say I laughed, listen, it was just fun. Like I tell you, it was so excited with, so many people was in there, 7 AWOL, a lot of other people, and everybody was, including yourself, everyone was talking. It was fun. It was nice, We all came into the party. We all had a good time. We all left on good spirit. And listen, if you can enter tea that way and leave with tea that way, that's some good tea. That's some good tea. So you guys, I want to talk about, okay, I'm not aware or sure that when there is a parent, our parents, multiple, our guardian, because let's say the parents are not here. Sometimes when children are born, for many reasons, sometimes the mother don't make it, the baby do, or there could have been an accident, the child hadn't been named yet. But when you are choosing names for a baby, I'm just saying, just my opinion, this is for entertainment purposes. Now, I'm not going to troll because, I don't troll, definitely don't troll on babies. Don't play. But allegedly, because I don't want anyone to, to get their feelings hurt, I just felt, yes, well, thank you, Sandra Hunter. You said it was on fire. It was on fire. And you best believe we're going to have another party. You remember I said that was a pre-party. But the next party is going to be a party. And I'm going to make sure I put my post up. so that everybody could attend the party again. But we had so much fun yesterday. But I want to talk about it. I just seen the video, but there's a lot of videos going out now. Once one thing trend, everything trend. So grandma needed do her little tea on it. So we're talking about a young lady who had already named her baby, and she is either she's deciding or she is going to change the name. Now, I want to do, some people really think when they start naming their children after the fathers of some of these babies. Now, I'm going to give an example. I always like to give an example, and to make it fair, if it pertains to me, or if I'm relevant to what I'm talking about, then I will use myself, so I will not offend anyone. So I'm going to use myself. So, you guys know I'm the only girl that had 3 brothers. Okay. My oldest brother, which is a year older than me, he is the 3rd. And then my father is a junior, and my grandfather is the senior. And then I have a nephew, which is my brother's son. He is the 4th. Now, so I'm going to use my family. So in my family, there was a senior. My grandfather is, my grandfather, like I said, you guys, I think my grandfather died when I was like young, like 10. And then he was a senior. And then my father was a junior. And he was not in my life like that. I see my daddy maybe 3 times of my life. And then my brother was named after my dad, so he became the 3rd. And then his son is the 4th. And they have the same exact initials in their whole name. So they only have a first name and a last name. That's it. There's no middle name. In order to be a junior, a senior, the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and whatever, and so on. You guys, this is history. You know how you hear about Henry VIII, Henry V, Henry the 4th. That's what it is. It's where there was a senior, and then he had a son, and then his son was named after him, and then that son had a son, and then his son was named after him, and then the number just go up for senior, junior. Junior is the same thing, has the 2nd, so it's how you want to label it. Now, my mom and my dad, I guess, I don't know if my mom, if it was my dad, or if it was both of them together. So I don't know. They chose to use Junior for my brother's name. He's not, whatever what his name is, the 2nd. It's what, for instance, if his name was David Green, it's not David Green the 2nd. It's David Green. It's David Junior Green. That's his name. But that's how he was named. And then his child is David 3rd Green, and so on, because there is a 4th in our bloodline. So now, I don't know, because like I said, my dad was not in my life, because I can't say what my daddy, I can remember what some of his past is like, and his past was not that very good. So at that time, I don't know why. Like I say, I don't know if my dad named my brother, or if my mom did it, they got together or whatever, but I'm pretty sure if it could be done all over again, for instance. So I'm going to do this, because I want you guys to understand where I'm going with this. If you're going to be named after your father or your mother, I only suggest that you make sure they have nothing tied to their names. Nothing negative. And I'm going to give you a good example. Every time when my nephew applied for any type of credit, purchase a car, buy a house, just do anything with his name, my brother's name comes up. So whatever was out there in my brother, it befalls on his son, and vice versa. When my brother, even though my brother is my brother is 61, I'm 60. If my brother was to go and purchase a new car right now, and they pull up his name, even though his name is titled the third, it's still gonna pull up my nephew's name. So if my nephew is a whole criminal, and yes, like I said, one thing about Sweet Teacup, I don't listen. I'm not gonna sugar the tea if the tea ain't sugar. Like I say, in everybody's family, we all got some of everything. But my nephew did not make good choices. So when my brother goes out and do something now in his senior years, being an older man, and he go try to purchase something, guess what comes up? Every doggone thing that his son has done. He have to always go in and prove that he is a different person, because his son information is coming up under his name. So, where I'm going with that, hi, sweetie, hi, Anita, welcome to the chat, hey, Carmen, welcome to the chat. I'm talking about when a mother or a father, or when they decided together, and they decide to name a baby after them, to be a junior, that may be something they really want to think about. So we're going to say this young lady, like I said, I'm not going to call no name because I don't want to offend anyone, but I'm hoping she can hear my video because it may give her something to think about, just in case she did not go in and do that move yet. Just in case she did not go in and change that baby's name. Whatever what that father have done, and if that baby is named a junior, when that baby grows up, and when they put in that baby's name, even if they put that baby name in, when that baby go to kindergarten and put the baby name up, the father name is going to come up. The only thing that's going to set them separate is the social security number. The only thing that's going to make them be a different person is their social. But at the same time, their whole father history is going to piggyback off their back because that baby is named after the father. So let's say somebody's father was not a very good father, and let's say he did some criminal things. He been in prison, he been in jail, he did drugs, he did this, he did that. Look at the disjustice, the injustice a mother could be doing to her child. You are dooming your baby before your baby even grow up to be able to get his license, to get a decent job. You are already making it very difficult for this young man that's going to have a hard time when he become a young man. When he decided, when he's going to be in high school to go get his learners, his license, it's going to pull up his father information. There's a good chance, because that baby going to be a junior, and because sometimes they have to investigate, or sometimes, now listen to me, because I don't see it done. Like I said, keep in mind, I'm 60, I'm old, I don't been here a while. You would be surprised of some of these fathers, knowing that their children are named after them, how some of these fathers, to manipulate credit, to get better things because they knew they screwed themselves up, they would literally put something in their child's name because they figure, well, we got the same name. I just won't put whether it's a senior or a junior. You would be shocked at the fathers who have done that for years, that they have literally went and used their child's social security number because they had the same name to get what they want because they screwed up. So here this baby grows up to be a young man, and this baby can't get nothing. This baby credit is already shot. This baby credit is already not down. When this baby grows up and goes to college, say this baby never got in trouble, always stayed in school, always did his work, but then he goes to college, and then something happened where this young man just had to defend himself. It's something simple. But then the college security comes over and say, I need your ID. They pull this young man ID up. Guess what comes up? The father's background. What do you think they're going to do to that young man? They're going to handcuff him and take him to jail. It's going to be days before they go in and decide to have a conversation with him. And then he got to prove that he's not his father. He's going to have to prove that he's a junior. I'm just saying, that's how credit works, you guys. And I think this mother needs to take that into consideration. Because I don't think this mother is thinking on that line. Well, we see the father, and like I said, I don't want to call names, but we see how the father lived. We see the thing that the father does and have done. And if you name your baby after the father, I hope you know whatever that father carries. If that father don't be in and out of jail, if that father got arrested for DUI, drugs, robbing, stealing, your son is going to be tagged to that because they have the same name, because he's a junior. He's going to have to spend the rest of his adult life proving that he's not his father. And I just think that's sad. I just think that is pretty sad. But you know, a lot of young mothers and fathers, they don't think on that line. They're just so excited about having junior. And you got to understand the reason why back in the day. Here we go again. Like grandma say, this is why you need to know your history. This is why you need to take time out to talk to your aunties, your granddaddies, your grandmas, so they can explain it to you. The reason why, and this was centuries ago, the reason why that bloodline was Henry VIII and then Henry VII and whatever, they wanted to keep that bloodline. And I can only go by history books, and we know man wrote history book. So just because it's in the history book, it doesn't always mean it's true. But at the end of the day, it's what the government and it's what America was raised on. So unfortunately, that's what we have to go by. So back then, when a child was given a father's name or a mother's name, just like you got Queen Victoria, it was given to carry a good trait. It was given to carry a bloodline, to keep the bloodline pure and to keep it clean. They was not going to name their baby after a horrible father back in those days. That's not going to happen. But, you know, in today's society, you know, we so in love. Oh, I just love him. And you go throw your baby name in that man's name. All of a sudden now, your son got to grow up. And the whole time, you're cursing him because he got his father's name. Oh, I can't stand you. You're just like your daddy. Oh, you're just like your daddy. But baby, you're the one that named him. Now your child can't never go nowhere or do nothing because guess what? He's hunted by his father's name because his father was a whole felony and a criminal. This is what you brought to your child's life. Why would you, and it doesn't matter, and I'm going to explain it to you. It doesn't matter that you rich or you think, well, I'm a millionaire, I got money. That means nothing. Listen, if you miss my video, you need to go back and review my video because I can teach you something. In order to be successful and to move forward in society, trust me, honey, been there, done that. You got to make sure your credit is good and clean. You can have all the money in the world, but just because you got money, people don't even have to allow you to walk in their store. They don't have to allow you to even fill out the application. Do you know that you can be a millionaire? You could Google it. You could literally call the store and inquire this if you think I'm not telling the truth, because I'm going to give you receipts. Do you know that you cannot go to a department store? You can't go to you can't go to Macy's, JCPenney's, Dillard's, Gucci. You have limits of things that you can purchase in one day. Stay with me now. You can't just walk into Dillard's and JCPenney's and say, I want to buy, excuse me. You can't just, hey, Jen Love, welcome to the chat. You can't just walk in there and say, I want to buy every perfume bottle you got. They have a limitation of the amount of money you can spend in their store, and they don't give a darn. if you're rich and famous. And then after you purchase a certain amount, it depends on the store, you have to sign a piece of paper, which is basically putting your name, your social security name and all that, and stating that you are who you say who you are, and that you're stating that you're paying money. And it doesn't matter if it's a credit card or if it's cash, because see, at that point, they want to know, you have a lot of people that scam, they steal and do everything. There are limitations that what you can purchase in the store within 1 day period. Do you know you cannot go to a furniture store and you cannot go to a furniture store and purchase your whole house furniture in 1 day? They have a limitation on the amount of money you can spend. And then they're going to have you fill out this form in this furniture store because they want to make sure that you're not a criminal. They want to make sure that your money is not scam money. They want to make sure you are who you say you are. They want to make sure you didn't steal somebody's money. And see, a lot of people is not aware of that, but there are limitations. Do you see what I'm saying? This is why credit is very important. But if you got a credit card, it's different. You can go up to the limit of your credit card. If your credit card say you have $1 million credit limit in 1 day, then you can spend $1 million. But if you got $1 million in cash in your pocket, you can't spend $1 million in cash. There are limitations on the amount you can spend in cash. And you could call a store and inquire about it. And you're going to see that Sweet Teacup know what she's talking about. So, what justice you going to do your child to name your child after the father when the father is already a criminal, a felony? When the father got a problem with drugs, when the father lived a life as if he's a pimp, as if he's just someone off the street, why would you want to do that injustice to your baby? How is it that you can make a statement and say, oh, he's going to be set for life? Oh, he's going to be set for life, all right. He's going to be set for life to be treated like a criminal. From the minute he get old enough to be in high school and he got to go get his driver's license or he got to get somewhere, he got to get ID. You really just screwed him. He's going to have to spend the rest of his life proving that he's not his father. So I'm just saying, maybe we need to be a little more, I'm just saying you can do what you want to do, but maybe we need to be a little more careful and really think this through before we just say, oh, I'm going to change the baby name. And listen, the mama name could be screwed up, don't get me wrong. If the mother got a bad history too, that baby should not have neither one. Why don't you give your baby a name, a grand name? Why don't you name, I'm just saying, your baby name, so if that baby wanted to grow up and be president, he could be president. Take his name. I'm just saying, don't get me wrong. Nothing wrong with Jamal. But 9 times 10, it's probably not going to be a president named Jamal. He's going to have to go with the last name. Why don't you give your baby a name? Why don't you mix it up? Compromise. Why don't you name your baby, we'll say, let me think of a wonderful name, whether it's an African-American name, Caucasian name, or whatever. So let's say if you name a good, powerful name. So we'll say, if you name your son Jamal, let me see, I need a really good name. Jamal Robert William. Well, Jamal may not be a name that if he put an application online, he probably gonna get denied. Because somebody's sitting there saying, I don't want to hire Jamal. But being that his name is Jamal Robert William, he can legally, he can sign the application in Robert William. Robert William can run for president. So I'm just saying. So as we naming these babies, whether it's male or female, maybe you should look to how far in the future that name is going to get your child. Don't name your child a name when the name is already due. Don't name your baby a name when the name have already been tainted. Tainted. Anybody pull that name up and you pull over to the side, you got to sit down on a curb with your hand behind your back. That would just not be fair for innocent babies. So I'm just saying, just my opinion. I just wanted to put that out there. Personally, the name that the baby was named from the beginning, I'm just saying, I felt it was a very good name. It was a powerful step. It was a way that young lady, I felt that she was showing leadership, that she was showing that she was looking out, just my opinion, for the baby best interest. You shouldn't change your baby name to please the father, because it have already been proven. And unfortunately, I love you, Precious. I actually said that she is one of my goddaughters, but you know, Grandma, I gotta call a spade when I see a spade. I honestly do not think that you are putting the baby interests first. Because if you was, you would do the best thing for your baby. And unfortunately, the best thing for your baby is not to have his father's last name. It's not to be a junior. I'm just saying. Maybe you can name him after the father, but give the baby a different middle name, so that when the baby grows up and go get his license, he won't be tagged and tainted by the father name, because the middle name is going to set him off different. It's going to be different. But anyway, I just want to come to the live, and I just wanted to have a little talk about that. Hey, Laurie, welcome to the chat. Because sometimes when we're naming babies, we're naming babies because it's cute. I really want them to go far in life. I'm going to name them this name. Okay, that's fine and dandy, but, it may sound good. Just because you name a baby a dollar bill, it don't mean your baby is going to keep dollars. It doesn't mean your baby going to grow up and have all the dollar bills in the world. That's not what that means at all. It's just a name that sounds cute. If you're going to name your baby something, make sure it has meaning. Make sure it's a powerful name, and that baby can move forward in the future with that name. So I'm just saying, just keep that in mind. So I'm not going to stay long. I love you guys. I just want to come to the live. And like I say, I appreciate you guys always supporting me, coming to my live. And like I say, we will have another tea party. We're just waiting on baby girl to give us the go. And when she give us the go, we're going to have another tea party. And only this time, it's going to be even more lit. So I love you guys, and I'll talk to you later. It's your phone? It's still...